Good morning, Flosstube. It is Helen D. Tuesday, December 17th. We are inching ever closer to Christmas, already more than halfway through the month. So welcome. Thanks for spending some time with me. Like I said last time, I know this time of year we are flooded with extra videos, and the whip parades will be starting anytime. They actually already have. I watched Brandy and Emma B&E Stitchery's whip parade, and I know there are more. I love whip parade season. Filming one is work, so I really appreciate it when I get to see everyone else's and I know how much work went into that and going through everything and trying to keep it together and pulling this stuff everywhere. There's always stuff everywhere. Story of my life over here. Hope you guys are doing well and having a good day. It's actually sunny out today and like 50 degrees. It's weird. We have no more snow on the ground. We had a big rainstorm and windstorm last week that melted what we did have. So today is 50 something and Sunday the high is 18. So yay. I don't have a super ton today. That's weekly videos. We're doing weekly videos. Some weeks I have a lot and some weeks I just don't. However, we have a bonus unboxing. I got the mail yesterday and I had a surprise package. Scarlet Sky Designs, Shelby, she sent me one of their latest boxes. It's the Farmhouse Christmas box. So we will do all the normal stuff and then I'll open that at the end so that if you ordered one and you haven't gotten it and you don't want to be spoiled, you can just turn it off and move on to the next one. So that's the plan. Life-wise, not much. It's only been a week. We had a Christmas party. John was gone. Last week I was kind of flying solo because he had to go to Chicago for work. So it was just me. That's it. That's how exciting we are around here, right? I did want to say I've had a couple people ask if I could show off some of my Christmas stuff. It's kind of hard to walk around and show things the way I have things set out, but I did last year put out I did a whole series last year of kind of unboxing videos. When I would bring out my seasonal tote, I would go through and show everything and tell you what it is and as much information as I could remember on it. So I will link the Christmas one at two. I think I did in decorations and in ornaments. I will list those below. Because, I mean, I don't really have a ton of new Christmas stuff up since then. I don't know if I have any. I have a couple ornaments. And I did put out the secret stitching video. I threw that up last week. To which my mom was saying, I talked to her this weekend, she's like, oh, I caught one of your videos this weekend. She said it was that one, and I was telling her that she had a little package coming, and I said, oh, well then you already know what's in that package, because I kind of forgot that you hadn't gotten it yet when I posted that video, but she wasn't paying any attention when I said those were for her, the little Mill Hill ornaments, so still surprised. Let's jump in. So I have one fully finished. It's Robin Redbreast from Little Dove Designs. It might be Little Dove Stitchery on Etsy. The chart says Little Dove Designs. Faye Walsh, which if you get any of the like cross stitcher, any of the British magazines, Faye Walsh is in a lot of them, and she is the designer of Little Dove Designs. So this one I finished stitching, and then I had a different frame, but it wasn't the right color. This is the frame, I'm picking fuzz off, that I used for Autumn Drizzle from Max Pigeon, and it was just the right size. I love reusing, right? I just popped the other one out, put this one in. So this is Robin Redbreast. I stitched mine on 32 count mint splash Lugana, which is a Zweigart. The opening of this is 6 inches. So that's how it looks in a 6-inch. Like if you stitched it on a 32 or a 16 and had a 6-inch embroidery hoop, it would work too. So this is from 3 inches hand embroidery. They have an Etsy shop. This is their embroidery frame. They also have a hoop frame. This is the embroidery frame. You just unscrew this. These holes are in case you want to hang it on the wall. It just pops in. So I finished it as a circle, popped it in, ready to go. I'm not going to worry about anything on the back because I have shelves that this will go on and just kind of lean on the wall. And this stain, is this walnut? Potentially? I don't remember. So that one is ready to go. I love it. And she has, Emmy's water is back there and she sniffed it and walked off. She has another one, I'll pull it up while we're talking, that I had mentioned. It was like a spring, and I think I said that it had citrus slices on it. No, they're flowers. I don't know what I was seeing, but they're flowers. It's pretty. I have an oak frame that I think would work for this one, although the branches might be the same colors. This one might also go in the dark frame. That's fine. There's room. More room for other seasons. So that is that one. That is my one finish. I have no finished things except that. I have 3 whips that I've been working on. This is the one I've been doing in the car, and it's 2 turtle doves from Satsuma Street. I don't have a cover photo. It's perforated paper, ecru perforated paper. I got the heart done. I got a decent amount of this done. Like, these are the tails and this is the start of a wing. So you can kind of tell what it is, but not really. So that one I've been plugging away on in the car. I don't have as much car stitching these days because my son stays at tennis longer and there's enough time for me to come home. So I drop him off and then I come home and work on things here. The other one I started is a new start. I had showed this last time and said I was itching to start it, and when I finished Robin Redbreast, I started it that night. So this is Magic of Christmas. This is Tiny Modernist. It was Tiny Modernist's exclusive design to the Jingle Ball. It should be released next year. So hers is on a fabric that I didn't have. I'm pretty sure I wrote down what mine was. Mine is Fiber on a Whim Ocean Blue 28 count Lugana. I need good light for this. So there's kind of the color before I pull it in. I'm using all the called for colors. I was questioning this blue, but once I actually got it in there, it's much more shadowy kind of on there. But in person you can tell. So this one I started up. I will not finish it this year, but it is started and ready to go for next year. I have a frame here that may work for this. I'm eyeballing it as we speak. I'll have to wait till it's done. On paper, I think the frame is a little big, but it might be fine when I get it in there. So I worked on that for a couple nights, and then last weekend, over the weekend, I said, you know what? I'm gonna work on Believe from Erin Elizabeth all weekend and just see how far I can get. And I think I can finish this today. It's monochromatic, which is not my favorite. I love color. I don't mind changing floss 100 times, but man, does monochromatic go fast. I can see why people like it. So this is Believe from Erin Elizabeth. I know a lot of people have been starting this. A bunch of us started it at the Jingle Ball. And the thing that's really cool about this is you can go any way you want. You can do a dark fabric with white floss. Missy from Two Needles Pulling Thread did a pink fabric. Trying to think. I've seen a couple on red. Was Kathy from Two Needles might have done red. There's a whole bunch. I've seen a whole bunch of combinations. A blue with a white, a green with a white. If you don't want to stitch with white, pick a dark floss. That's what I did. I'm using Weeks Dye Works Twilight on just kind of a mystery 16 count. So I really only have, there's some houses in here, and that's it. I think it's like 200 stitches, 250. So that one will be done. Okay, story time. I'm working away on this weekend, and my husband was in the room talking with my son, and he's laying on the floor, and he was looking up, and he said, oh, it's so funny how, you know, the fronts of your works always look so nice, but the back of them can look like pigpen's dust up. And I'm thinking, and I looked at the back, this is like one of the neatest backs I have. Because it's one color, right? So you really are using the whole strand of floss. There aren't as many tails woven in and all that. And I was like, uh-huh. Because I've got some that look way worse than that. So, believe. I am trying, if I carry, I'm trying to do it at an angle so it's not covering the whole, I don't know how will you be able to see up there, right? I kind of do it at an angle just because it's a light fabric and a dark floss, and I don't want it to show through. I have no idea how I'm finishing this one. Ooh, it just got really dark. I'll have to look and see what it will fit into, and it probably won't get finished this year anyway. And that's my stitching. There's been shopping. Actually, this week there's been no shopping, but stuff has come in, and I have stuff printed out. So Jingle Ball, last time I had 2 extra things that I had purchased that I couldn't show you yet. One of them is, this is hands-on design, and the picture is like this big. So I have to kind of, it says let it snow, and snow is written in, it's done on perforated paper. So I picked that up. It's just a cute ornament. Again, this will probably be released next year if you didn't get it. And then the other one is a set of 4 houses. These are the ones I mentioned that I'm pretty sure these are in back issues of Cross Stitcher. But to me, it was way worth it to buy them. Have a nice clear chart to read and all the nice extra long written out directions, right? Because sometimes in a magazine you're limited. So this was, I don't believe it was an exclusive, so hopefully it will be released at some point. It might be next year. So it's all 4 of these charts. And these are similar to the gingerbread house that she did a class with, which I didn't take and I should have. So I'd like to start right in with one of these so that I can have it ready to go for next year. I don't know which one. They're done on like a lighter fabric, so you don't stitch the background, except maybe Santa's house. Oh, partially. This one is all filled in, but like this light fabric is the color of the fabric. So that's that. I had also ordered 2 frames from Art 2 Frames when they were having their Black Friday sale. And these bad boys went all over Maine before they got to my house. I just kept watching them on the informed delivery, going to different distribution centers, but not my house. So they got here yesterday. They were on the porch as well. I ordered 2 based off of the measurements given from the designers, like in the stitch count where you can do the math. So fingers crossed. They'll be close enough. They'll be close enough. This one is a pink. So this is a pink frame, 9 by 11. I have found on Art to Frame that if you get something that is like a full inch by a full inch, it is cheaper than if you get something kind of really custom. Like if I had wanted, 9 3/8 by 9 3/8, that would have been more than the like on the inch. So this one is like a farmhousey vintage pink. I bought this one for Counting Puddles Watermelon Crawl, which I started last year, and when I pulled out yesterday to see if the pink was close, the pink is great. I am not as far along on that as I thought I was. So this is the one that might also work for the Tiny Modernist. We'll see. I like to get them when I get them from Art to Frames. You can change what you want for, they call it the backing. This is acid-free mat board. Great, it's all cut and it only costs like a couple bucks more. I'll need to trim it because I like a little, although this one's not bad, I like a little wiggle room for mounting because I need the space. And I don't get glass. So there's number one. And then the second one is for Cottage Garden samplings, Santa's house, which I haven't even started yet, still. But it's cute. Okay, I'll pull it in so you can see the detail. It's like this cute, flowery edge. It's a 10 by 10. I'm stitching it on a 14 count or a 28 count. This frame, the only thing, and I knew this going in, it's very skinny. So like I'll wrap my stitching around this. That's about all it's gonna fit. I may not, usually I put a piece of mat board on top to kind of seal everything in. This one I might not be able to. The other cool thing when you order them, and I mentioned this I think the last time I showed them, they come with the little tabs already in them. So if you don't have a point driver, they're already in there. So it's easier, makes it a little easier if you're framing and you don't have all the stuff. It's already there. So that was my purchases. We have the Advent box stuff, and then the only other kind of before we get into Advent and giveaways is plans. I am starting on the 21st, which I think is Saturday. It's the first day of winter. Michelle, Maine Moose Mom, and I are going to do a sal for any Pigeon Coop Designs bird chart. And we're calling it hashtag Flew the Coop Sal. So if you want to join in with any bird chart, and these got a lot of them, I'm not sure, I need to check with Michelle which one she's starting. I still need to figure out. I may start his cardinal, or I did buy the partridge in a pear tree, the partridge, over Black Friday, or there's like 6 or 7 bird ones in his book. Jen from Two Tall Stitchers, she just got the book and she's gonna join in with the blue jay, I think she said. So any bird, join in. I'm trying to pick a small one so I can get it done relatively quickly. We'll see. And I haven't really super thought about 2025 plans yet, but those videos are coming out too, which are always fun. Because I'm always like, whatever I pick, I won't stick with it. So we'll see what happens. All right, we'll do giveaways quick, and then we'll do Advent and box. Advent and box. So giveaways, I had 2 last calls. The Camping Librarian, Shannon Minor, and I didn't write down the name for the other one. I will put your name, I'll put the names down below. I only wrote 1. That's not gonna do me much good. That other person will get a last call next week because I forgot. So for last week's videos, we had Chris Scales has won a little winter. Alicia Ortwein, O-R-T-W-E-I-N, December 25th. And Robin Bunis, B-U-N-I-S, the 2 JBWs. So again, I have everyone's names listed below. Shoot me an email that's also below with what you won and your address, and I can get that out to you. So this week we have 3. Again, you have to be over 18 so you can legally give me your address. Please don't say win or giveaway and just use the numerical number. So number 1 is from Carla at Cobweb Corner, and it is Winter Wisdom from Cottage Garden. It's part of the Songbirds Garden series. I'm like, it's part of a series. So Winter Wisdom, number 1. I always list Carla's information below. She is on vacation, but I think she left her shop open just with like delayed shipping. So she'll have, you'll know, she'll have notices on there if you go on. Number 2 is Celebrate from Lizzie Kate, and it has the couple little buttons. And number 3 is Santa Arrives tonight. This one has some markings on the back. This is a Pass the Stash, so it does have just a couple little notes. So that's this week's giveaways. Advent. I'm really loving having this Advent to open. It's just a little treat every day. So my Advent box is from Historical Sampler Company out of the UK. They sent me one of their Advent boxes, and we are up to day 17, which I will open with you. I have the others, I think, in order of how they were. It doesn't really matter. So since I've seen you last, these will be hard to show, but we had a little bag with charms. We had some little charms to kind of go on for finishing. So there was 5 little charms. That was one day. We had another skein of the Anchor Shiny Floss, which they had said in the last one, like if you want to make cording or something. So a skein of that. A needle threader from Merchant and Mills. And it was in this really nice, cool case. So a needle threader. A super, super cute needle minder. And if you look closely at him, the following day was our next chart. And it is the reindeer Biscornu. And it's the same reindeer. So that's really cool. I have one Biscornu that Amy Gable Stitcher finished and fully finished for me. I've never done one on my own. So this is the reindeer Biscornu, and it's not super huge. So maybe. I still want to start that snowman from last week. And that came with the fabric as well. A big piece because you need a front and a back. Yesterday was a bottle of gingerbread hand cream in this fun box. And the bottle even it was sealed, so I haven't opened it to smell it yet. You can't smell it through the thing either, in case you're wondering. So gingerbread hand cream. So then today is a small packet. Needles. Ooh, size 26. That's what I use. So these are Whitecroft, which is an English brand. Size 26 needles. So that's great. And handy for stitching all those things. You guys didn't tell me I had big old white hairs on me that are falling out. So that is the Advent. That's the end of the regular stuff. Like I said, I do want to go through, I'm not going to bother with a separate video because you're already here. And I don't want to clog up your feed with even more things. So we're going to open the Farmhouse Christmas box from Scarlet Sky Designs. So this is, I opened the Halloween box that Pedal Pusher had a chart in, and I said that she was doing pre-orders for this, so it's out. I think they've all shipped. If you have not gotten yours, and you don't want to see what's in it, I'm not going to talk about anything else of importance. So you can move on down the line to the next video. So Scarlet Sky Designs on Etsy, I will link below. This box, she still has some left. It's $78. That includes shipping to the US. I would not expect it before Christmas at this point. This box is full. And it was a little more expensive, I noticed, than the Halloween box, but the chart in this box used fancy floss, so that's your difference. There are 13 skeins of fancy floss in this box. All right, so this is a big box and it's full. So it came kind of with some paper and such to hold things in. All right. It's going to be a lot of little openings. There is a little card with what's inside and 2 charts that I can't show. the Fa La La tree, which is designed by the Hoop and Bobbin, which the Hoop and Bobbin and Scarlet Sky, it's the same company. She just has two different names for depending on, I think, if it's a direct sale or if it's a retail sale or a wholesale sale, from what I understand. The other one is Crafty Blue Bonnet, and it's 'Tis the Season for Snow. And this one's really cute, and I think it would stitch up lickety split, and there's a finishing board in here for it. So that one I think I would like to do quickly. All right, we're just diving in. There was 2 separate packages of trims. There was a black rickrack and this like tinsely trim. I've sewn this on stuff before. It's not bad. You just have to kind of take your time. And gluing it was hard because of the little bits. But I kind of held it in place with pins and then would go over it. You like sew it on. This one also had some needles. I think it said on the card that they were also 26. Magnetic needle case and a set of Bowen 26 needles from Yarn Tree. And the Bowen are actually my favorite. My personal favorite. 2 needle minders. And everything was in these little festive bags this time. They were orange and black Halloween bags last time, which I saved. I might do something with those. So, Joy to the World. Scarlet Sky does their own finishing boards and such, so they cut this themselves. They have a wood cutter. So Joy to the World. And this really cool, I want to say vinyl, but it's not. Resin? It's a truck. I think that's resin. I don't want to make you wait, and I can't find the right word. This is like a bag tag or a scissor fob, but on the back is a QR code, and if you scan the QR code, it takes you to, they have a website with project cards, like themed project cards that you can then print out. So that's what's on that. A glittery, Christmas glittery thread keep. I can't find the word, but I think it's resin. I think that's the word I'm looking for. So it's a little thread keep. To match in the same material is another kind of bag tag or scissor keep, and it's like a light, but it's got all the glittery bits in it, and there's some trees. My tree's kind of, it's up here, you can't see it very well, but so there's that. Floss drops, and there's enough here for all of the fancy flosses, and they are also sparkly. So there's a red, a green, and a silver, and they're Christmas balls, Christmas like ornaments. So those are very cool. There's a whole set of those, and a ring to put them on. This was another bag tag or scissor fob, and it is a snow globe. There's a couple things that were like non-direct stitching related. She called this a moment just for you, and it was some hand cream, a little thing of tea, an emery board. Right, so you had some lotion and an emery board and Santa blend tea. Whoops. And a Christmas morning wax melt. That smells nice. We don't do a lot of candles here because of John's allergies. I can just smell it though, every once in a while. That smells nice. This is a tiny bottle. I've never seen one like this. It's Flosstube, It looks like a tiny baby doll bottle. I've used for a check. It says this was from Yarn Tree. I wonder if this would be a little more easy to maneuver. Sometimes the fray check I end up getting everywhere. I'm just curious what it looks like. If it's a little, yeah, it's a little dropper. So you could kind of drop it along the edge of your project. So a tiny baby bottle of fray check. I think it has directions on it, so that's nice. A little bag of treats. It just said, like I said, it just kept going. It was awesome. All right. A corner gauge that says Farmhouse Christmas. This is one that they made to kind of measure where you start. So a 3-inch corner gauge. A pair of scissors in a sheath. Ooh, those are smooth. A little sheath. Wink. Okay, we're getting there. I had 2 packages of buttons. They make their own buttons, and they're so cool. So there's Santa's button set and the 'Tis the Season set. So this one is kind of the same that match the floss rings. So they're like acrylic, glittery buttons. There's 6 of them. And then the Santa buttons, I haven't peeled the paper off. So when they're sent, they have like a little paper to keep them from getting all scratched up. She has said that she is hopefully going to sell the buttons on her Etsy shop. I don't think they're listed yet because she said that when she put out the Halloween box, it had ghosts and bats. So this one, the trees don't have their paper on it. So there's fun trees. Again, gingerbreads, which have a paper on them. So there's gingerbreads, there's stockings, and there's snowmen. So some really cute buttons with a remembrance note to take the paper off before you use them, except the trees. Okay, so with her boxes, Shelby teams up with a designer and she comes up with a exclusive chart, and then she provides the chart, the floss, and a finishing board. So the finishing boards that came with this box, there were 2 of them. This big one, ignore this. So this one is for the design. This is the Farmhouse Horn Book. And then she has this other one, the Snowflake Season Board. This one I think you can just anytime get. This will fit that little chart that I might stitch up from Crafty Blue Bonnet. I think this board is super cute, and I think it would look great in a crackle, because I love crackle, with blue underneath and white on top. So, the finishing boards. And then, the last thing in this giant box is the project itself. This go round, and she usually will either show the full project or at the very least tell you who the designer is. This one was Stitching with the Housewives, and it's called Claus Farmhouse. So that's the charts, 98 by 70, 7 by 5 on 28 count. And like I said, all of the fancy floss to go with. Right? Even the orange, which is one nose, is in there. So everything you need is in there. 2 skeins of bamboo. Yeah, 13 skeins. So that's everything that, like I said, is in the Farmhouse Christmas box from Scarlet Sky Designs. I will link Shelby's shop below. She does have some. They likely will not be in before Christmas. So just keep that in mind. And she said she's already making plans for next year's boxes. She doesn't have anything up for pre-order right now, so I don't know when, but if you follow her on Instagram, which I'll link, she always kind of posts when she has a new one coming out and gives a little tease about who the designer is and some of the details and stuff. So thank you, Shelby. That was really, it was unexpected and it was a nice surprise. I had this box in my frames. It was a good mail day. Better than Bill's. That's it for me. I will see you next week, which is Christmas Eve. I should be able to film no problem. We don't have much going on. Just like with Christmas, Thanksgiving, it's just the three of us. My sister and her crew, I think, are coming down this weekend for like lunch and to hang out and send them home with gifts and stuff like that. So that should be it, and I will see you next week. Bye.